Have you ever stopped to think that every night when your dog climbs into bed and curls up right next to you, they're not just looking for a comfortable place to sleep? They're using the only language they have to tell you something incredibly important. And most people never figure it out their entire lives. Tonight, I'm going to tell you the truth behind that message. Picture this. You're lying in bed. The lights are off. The whole room goes quiet. And right at that moment, your dog quietly jumps up, finds their spot right next to you, lets out a deep sigh, and closes their eyes. You probably just smiled, gave him a little pat on the head, and drifted off to sleep yourself. But here's what you didn't know. That sigh was actually a language. In animal behavior science, there's a concept called approach behavior. When an animal chooses to sleep close to another individual, it's not random. It's not because your mattress is warmer than the floor. It's a deep biological signal that says you are their safe center. In the wild, the ancestors of dogs, wolves, would only sleep beside the ones they trusted completely, because sleep is the most vulnerable moment for any living creature. So when your dog chooses to sleep beside you, there's only one meaning. In T's eyes, you are the safest place in the entire world. But that's not even the most powerful part. Research has found that when dogs have physical contact with humans, their brains release oxytocin. Yes, the same chemical we call the love hormone. And it's not just the dog. Your brain releases it too. That means every single night you sleep beside your dog, both of your nervous systems are quietly saying the same thing. I love you. I trust you. He choose you. No words needed, and yet more powerful than any words could ever be. Have you ever noticed that on the nights when you're feeling low, when the stress is heavy and your mind won't shut off, your dog seems to want to get even closer? They'll press their head against your leg or push their whole body into yours. That is not a coincidence. A dog's sense of smell is 10,000 times stronger than ours. They can literally smell the cortisol your body releases under stress. They know you're hurting, and they choose to move toward you, using their own body heat and heartbeat to say something that needs no translation. I'm here. You are not alone. That kind of silent companionship is often more healing than anything another human could say to you. But here's the part most people completely miss. Your dog is also watching how you respond every time you let them stay, every time you don't push them away, every time you reach down and rest your hand on them in the dark. You are answering them. You are saying, I choose you too. The psychologist John Bowlby, who developed attachment theory, showed us that security is not something we're born with. It's built through repeated moments of reaching out and being met. You and your dog are doing exactly that every single night, building the purest form of attachment that exists between a human and an animal. Think about the last time you felt truly safe, not just physically safe, but deeply, emotionally safe. That feeling where you could close your eyes and know nothing bad was going to happen. That is exactly what your dog is communicating every single night they choose to sleep beside you. To understand why this is so profound, you have to go back thousands of years. Before dogs were domesticated, before they had cozy beds and kibble waiting in a bowl, they were wolves living in packs in the wild. And in that world, sleep was dangerous. When you close your eyes, you cannot defend yourself. You cannot run. You cannot fight. Sleep was the moment when any predator could end your life. So wolves developed a survival strategy. They only slept beside the ones they trusted with their lives. That ancient instinct did not disappear when dogs became domesticated. It got transferred, and it got transferred onto you. When your dog jumps onto your bed and settles in beside you, their nervous system is running the same ancient program that kept their ancestors alive for thousands of years. And in that program, you are the safe one. You are the one they would trust with their most vulnerable moment. This is not a small thing. This is not just a cute habit. Your dog is making a choice every single night that is hardwired into the deepest parts of their biology. Out of every place they could sleep, every corner of the house, every soft surface available to them, they choose a place where you are. Because where you are is where they feel safe. Animal behaviorists call this the secure base effect. It was first studied in human infants by psychologist Mary Ainsworth, who found that children with a secure attachment figure were more confident, more curious, and more resilient. Later researchers found the exact same pattern in dogs. Dogs who feel securely attached to their human show lower stress hormones, recover faster from frightening experiences, and are generally healthier and happier. You are not just your dog's favorite person. You are their psychological anchor. And here is the part that should stop you in your tracks. Your dog cannot fake this. Humans lie all the time. We say we are fine when we are not. We smile when we are hurting. We stay in rooms with people we do not trust because social rules demand it. Dogs cannot do any of that. Their behavior is completely honest. If your dog sleeps beside you, it is because every instinct in their body says you are safe. There is no performance. There is no politeness. There is only pure, unfiltered trust. So, the next time you feel unseen, unappreciated, or like you do not matter to anyone, look down at the dog sleeping beside you. That animal, with every ancient instinct they carry, shows you. That means something real. Most people think of love as something you feel in your heart, but science tells us love actually lives in your brain, and it has a very specific chemical signature. It is called oxytocin, and it is one of the most powerful neurochemicals the human body produces. It is released during hugging, during deep conversations, during moments of genuine connection. It is the chemical that makes you feel close to another person. And here is what almost nobody talks about. Your dog triggers it just as powerfully as any human can. A landmark study conducted by Japanese researcher Miho Nagasaki found something that genuinely shocked the scientific community. When dogs and their owners gazed into each other's eyes, both the human and the dog experienced a significant spike in oxytocin levels. Not just the human, not just the dog. Both of them, simultaneously, through nothing more than eye contact and presence. The researchers described it as a hormonal feedback loop, the same kind of loop that bonds mothers to their newborn babies. Now imagine what happens over an entire night of sleeping side by side. Hours of shared warmth, shared breathing, shared physical contact. Your body and your dog's body are in a continuous low-level conversation through skin and temperature and scent, and the whole time, oxytocin is flowing. In both directions. These has real measurable consequences for your health. Studies have shown that people who sleep with their dogs report better sleep quality, lower anxiety levels, and reduced symptoms of depression. The presence of a dog has been shown to lower blood pressure and decrease levels of cortisol, the primary stress hormone. One study from the Mayo Clinic found that people who slept with their dogs rated their sleep as more restful and felt a stronger sense of security and comfort than those who slept alone. But beyond the health data, there is something even more important happening. Every night you spend sleeping beside your dog, you are deepening a bond that runs at the neurochemical level. You are not just building a habit. You are literally rewiring both of your brains to associate each other with safety, warmth, and love. Over weeks and months and years, this creates a connection that is almost impossible to break. It is why the loss of a dog hits people so hard, devastatingly hard. You are not just losing a pet. You are losing someone whose chemistry was intertwined with yours. Your dog is not just sleeping beside you. They are chemically bonding with you, night after night, in the most ancient and honest way biology knows how. And every morning you wake up beside them. Both of you carry a little more of each other inside your nervous systems than you did the night before. There are nights when everything feels too heavy. The kind of nights where you lie in the dark and your mind will not stop running. Maybe it was something that happened at work. Maybe it was a conversation that went wrong. Maybe you cannot even name it. You just feel it. That low, dull weight sitting in your chest. And somehow, on exactly those nights, your dog seems to know. They press in closer. They lay their head on you with more intention. They do not leave your side. You probably chalked it up to coincidence. Or maybe you thought your dog just happened to be in a cuddly mood. But what is actually happening is something far more remarkable than that. A dog's nose contains approximately 300 million olfactory receptors. Humans have around 6 million. That difference is not just quantitative. It is almost incomprehensible in practice. Your dog is living in a world of scent information that you cannot even begin to imagine. And one of the things they can detect with extraordinary precision is the biochemical changes your body goes through when you are under stress. When you are anxious, overwhelmed, or emotionally exhausted, your body releases elevated levels of cortisol and adrenaline. These are stress hormones, and they have a chemical scent. You cannot smell it. The people around you cannot smell it. But your dog absolutely can. Research has confirmed that dogs can detect human stress through smell alone, even without any behavioral cues from the person. In one study, dogs correctly identified stressed versus calm human scent samples at a rate far beyond chance. They are not guessing. They are reading you like a book, written in a language only they can access. And what do they do with that information? They move toward you. Not away from you. Toward you. This is important because it goes against basic animal self-preservation logic. Stress in one individual can signal danger to others in a group. Many animals would move away from a stressed companion to protect themselves. Your dog moves closer, because somewhere in the evolution of the human-dog relationship, dogs developed not just the ability to detect human distress, but the drive to respond to it with presence and comfort. This is what makes dogs uniquely powerful as emotional support animals. It is not trained behavior in most cases. It is instinct. Your dog is not performing comfort. They are genuinely responding to your pain with everything their biology tells them to give, which is proximity, warmth, and calm, steady presence. On your hardest nights, when you feel like no one understands what you are carrying, your dog already knows. They knew before you said a word, and they chose to stay right beside you. Anyway, that is not just loyalty. That is love expressed through the most honest channel available to them. We live in a world that moves fast and expects us to be fine. People come and go. Relationships shift. Trust gets broken and rebuilt and broken again. And somewhere along the way, a lot of us stopped expecting consistency from the people around us. But your dog shows up every single night. Same place, same choice, same quiet, unwavering presence. And that repetition is doing something profound to both of you. John Bowlby, the British psychologist who developed attachment theory in the mid-20th century, spent his career studying how bonds form between humans. His core finding was simple but revolutionary. Security is not something you are born with. It is not a personality trait. It is something that gets built slowly and consistently through repeated experiences of reaching out and being met. A child who reaches for a parent and is consistently held, comforted, and responded to develops a secure attachment. That security then becomes the foundation for how they navigate the entire world. What Bowlby described in humans, researchers have since observed in dogs, too. Every single night your dog chooses to sleep beside you is one more data point in their internal model of the world. Every time they reach toward you and you do not push them away, every time they settle in close and feel your warmth and your breathing, their nervous system records it. Safe, chosen. Responded to over time. Thousands of these small moments stack up into something unshakable. An attachment so deep it shapes how your dog feels about everything. Their confidence, their resilience, their ability to handle stress, their willingness to explore the world. And the same is happening in you, whether you realize it or not. There is something that quietly changes in a person who is chosen every night without condition, who is loved without performance, who does not have to earn their place in the bed. Your dog does not care what you achieved today. They do not care how you looked or what you said or whether you were productive. They just want to be near you. And that kind of love, repeated night after night, starts to quietly heal parts of you that you might not even know needed healing. This is why so many people say their dogs save them, not in a dramatic, literal sense, but in the slow, steady way that consistent love saves people be sewing up. By choosing you again and again, by building one night at a time, a bond that tells your nervous system you're worth staying for. So when your dog jumps up onto your bed tonight, understand what is really happening. You are not just sharing a sleeping space. You are participating in one of the oldest and most honest forms of attachment that exists. And with every night that passes, that bond grows deeper, quieter, and more unbreakable than almost anything else in your life.